2018 was a lit year for hip-hop. We had some young blood hit us with the fire, like the much-anticipated projects of Logic and Migos, and the chance to cement their position in the rap game for artists like Cardi B and Post Malone. Don't forget that we were also blessed with the return of some old legends that we've been waiting for. Eminem came through with Kamikaze to remind us why he's one of the greatest. And let's not forget Kanye, who showed us an even deeper side of him with his reflective project, Ye. With all this heat around us though, we don't want to lose sight of the fact that the last couple of years have been really sad too. We've lost so many stars that it's even hard to believe, but we have to believe it, and we have to do something about it. So we've prepared this video to pay tribute to the fallen hip-hop celebs of recent times. Jimmy Wopo.
I got sack, dirty money, paparazzi, but the feds with them.
The Pittsburgh rapper's tragic murder in June 2018 was almost overshadowed on the day he was shot in a drive-by due to the death of another star that we'll talk about later, but it was still an immensely tragic loss to his family, friends, and fans. He had our heads bopping with his matter-of-fact bars that told the truth about life on the streets of Pittsburgh, especially with his smash hit Elm Street. Fans might remember the slight controversy though, when it was noticed that Kendrick Lamar's Humble sounded eerily similar to Wopo's track. But the young star showed a calm and mature side by not even making a big deal out of it. He said, "I'm not about to get into no sucker to get into and try to sue him or whatever." And that was it. He dropped part 2 and left it at that. The industry definitely suffered a huge loss from losing this star when he was only 21. Rest in paradise, man. Lil Peep.
Big head on the Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Some say that he was on his way to becoming hip-hop royalty before he tragically died at the age of 21 in November 2017. The extraordinarily gifted Lil Peep gave us a new dimension for exploring our emotions with his unique, potent blend of emo and hip-hop. The 2 years during which he had his most prolific rise to fame gave us some uncommon sounds, and he really gave us a masterful blend on Save That. One of the most profound things to know about Lil Peep though is that most of his projects started and ended simply in his bedroom on his laptop. His accidental drug overdose was a sobering reminder of the dark side that is often found in such creative genius though. Behind those painful lyrics, there's often still a lot of real pain. His estate was able to continue his legacy after his death and give us more of what we might have come to expect from the talent. And a lot of fans felt some really mixed emotions, including absolute awe and great sadness, when he posthumously came together with XXXTentacion on the groundbreaking smash hit, Falling Down. We'll always be fans of Peep, and it's clear that his death deeply shook a lot of celebrities as well. And this can be seen in the fact that Post Malone got a tattoo of Peep's face on his arm. Call Me When You're Sober Part 2 is the best thing we have to hold on to, as a reminder of greatness that didn't fully get the chance. Prodigy. The older legend who helped pioneer the 90s hip-hop scene as one half of Mobb Deep died in hospital in 2017 by choking on an egg. That's definitely a freak accident that we are shocked about. The rapper and his fellow hitmaker Havoc made waves with their hardcore hip-hop sound, and his death sent chills all throughout the industry. He received tributes from other legends like Lil Wayne and Russell Simmons. All we can hope for now is that his family has been able to cope without him. Mac Miller. One of the most horrifying and shocking tragedies of the year was when the Pittsburgh Prodigy was confirmed dead in September of 2018. It wasn't long after he released his latest studio album, Swimming, which was dropped in August. The world almost came to a complete standstill at the news that the rapper, who had been on the big-time scene since he was 19, had died of a suspected overdose in his California home. His early hit, Best Day Ever, spread the incredibly contagious message of optimism, with such memorable lyrics.
No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile, be soon to be happy, don't be laughing like a child.
A mantra we might all strive to live by. The rapper had been pretty open about his struggles with drug abuse and depression, which lasted for a very long time. It's something that a lot of fans couldn't understand, but Miller sort of explained it in an interview with Larry King. "I think it started with success," he continued. "It's funny because you talk to people and they say, 'What do you have to be depressed about? You have money.' Fame is tricky because you read what's said about you and you know what you know to be true, and the lines start to blur." One of the most heartbreaking situations was how his drug addiction and mental state intertwined with his relationship with sweet songstress Ariana Grande.
You know I know who you
Ariana tried her best to help Mac through his struggles, but it all proved too much to handle, and the superstar eventually ended things with her former boyfriend. But at the time of Mac's death, there were some really tragic sentiments spread which set to blame Grande for Miller's death because she broke up with him. This was really crazy, and Ariana has previously defended herself and stated that she did not have to take responsibility for him and his inability to stay sober. Her statements about him did not mean that she did not love him though, but she just could not stay in that situation. We are reminded how much Ariana loved Mac by her touching Thanksgiving tribute to him. Ari posted a throwback Instagram story of her and Mac from Thanksgiving 2017 with the caption, "You're very missed." We miss Mac Miller too, Ari, and I know we will for a long time. XXXTentacion. Perhaps one of the most controversial tragedies of the year, as public sentiment about this talented young star are still heavily divided even after his death. What nobody can dispute, though, is that the 20-year-old had an immense amount of talent, and his unique, emotionally charged sound brought a fresh outlook to rap music that appealed to emotions that are often overlooked. Talks of depression, suicide, and general struggles of youth helped him to appeal to his young audience, and even caused multitudes to look up to him as the one who helped them overcome their sadness. X, born Jaseh Onfroy, was well on his way to legendary status, being platinum-selling artist who had just released a new album earlier in 2018, which made waves in the music industry. The rapper, who was shot and killed in an apparent robbery outside Riva's Motorsports, seemed to be on the verge of really turning his life around. Plagued by domestic violence allegations, though, it was difficult for people around the world to forget what he was accused of doing. Onfroy, before he died, was facing charges for allegedly beating up his pregnant ex-girlfriend. And there has recently been a tape that was released of a secret recording in which X apparently admits to beating up his ex-lover. In the tape, the deceased superstar said that he was mistaken by putting his source of happiness in another person. As of now, it is still a little bit unclear as to what really transpired, but what we do know, as confirmed by his mother Cleo, is that XXXTentacion has a baby on the way. The mother referred to it as a final gift. Whatever your sentiments on the rapper, one thing is clear: fans of his music will miss him. Legends. Of course, no list of rappers who died young would be complete without paying homage to the pioneers of the rap game. Eternal legends that we will never forget even though they left us a long time ago. Let's take a quick look back and see which rap royalty we can pay tribute to. Big L is considered to be one of the greatest lyricists to grace the rap game. And at the tender age of 25, he was only on the cusp of fulfilling his true potential when he was gunned down in Harlem. Another life taken by violence. Proof, one of the members of popular Eminem group D12, was shot and killed in Detroit. Slim Shady famously paid tribute to Proof in his smash hit You're Never Over, in which the rapper gives thanks to Proof for the potential that he saw in him. And speaking of Eminem, he also gave homage to the Beastie Boys on the album cover of Kamikaze. Beastie Boys member Adam Yauch, otherwise known as MCA, died from cancer at the age of 47. Of course, we have to go back to the grassroots and reflect on what is still considered one of the most tremendous hip-hop rivalries of all time. It's so unfortunate that it had to end in tragedy, and we have so many questions left unanswered to this day. But still, we pay tribute first to the notorious B.I.G, Big Papa, the showstopper, real name Christopher Wallace, who was shot and killed in a case that is still unsolved to this day. He oozed confidence, and his flow left us asking no questions about his skills. The juicy hitmaker was recently played by Wavy Jones in the show Unsolved: The Murders of Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. The show seeks to tell the story of how the two hip-hop icons were killed, and what really lies behind the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry that we all remember. Finally, Tupac Shakur, whose shooting is also unsolved, was assassinated at the tender age of 25. It's hard to believe that he still had so much of his life to live when he had already given us so much to think about when it came to consciousness, and had contributed so much to the rap game.
I should've seen you was jumping right from the start. Took me so many lessons, how not to mess with broke.
All in all, there's a pretty sad pattern that has shown itself to be consistent with so many celebrity deaths. There is a challenge that we are facing with drug abuse and depression, and rappers are often subject to violent endings. Which artist do you really miss? Pay a tribute to them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Click on the OSSA icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel.